It's CEO here, and today I'm going to show you how to build this huge Christmas tree. Now, I did not come up with this idea. I actually found the creator of this island on Twitter. Her name is Opal, and she has the most beautiful Christmas-themed island. I'm currently on her dream address, and I'll link it down below if you want to visit her island as well. It's so beautiful, I highly recommend. As soon as I saw her giant Christmas tree build, I knew I had to replicate it, so I'm excited to build it myself and show you the step-by-step process if you want to build your own giant Christmas tree on your own island, just in time for Christmas. Again, a huge thank you to Opal for designing this giant Christmas tree, and let's get into the video. To begin the build, these are the 4 items you need. At first sight, this build does look like it requires a lot of items, but actually, you just need these 4. You will need 6 big festive trees in any color you want. These 6 trees will make up the bulk of this build. You'll also need 1 festive tree, and this can also be in any color as well. I chose the white one here. You'll also need a frozen pillar because this will be where we put the tree topper. And then you need 1 item that you can use as your tree topper. This item also needs to be placeable on a table because we will be placing it on top of this pillar, and not all items can be placed on other objects. So be sure the object you choose as your tree topper can go onto the pillar. In Opal's build, she used a festive wall lamp, but here I'm going to use a Nova light. So let's get started building. Also, your build doesn't have to be as complex as Opal's. Opal has done an amazing job of making this area feel festive and alive, especially with all the background decorations. I know some people get overwhelmed when they see builds like this and want to recreate them on their own islands, but you can always keep it simple and add more decorations to the build later on. For this giant Christmas tree build, it does require terraforming. This is Wistaria's map, and as you can see, this is the area where the big Christmas tree is built. There are 3 levels of cliffs, which will be where we put the Christmas trees and the other decorations. If you need help terraforming this area, take a screenshot of this so you can refer back to it when you're building your own Christmas tree. I find it easier to start these kind of projects in a big open space, so here I just have an empty field on one of my islands. Now, using the screenshot I took of Opal's island of the terraforming, I'm going to start replicating it. If you want to make sure you're on track in creating the same terraforming area, you can always refer back to the screenshot. You may need to use a little bit of trial and error to get everything looking correct, and to make sure you have enough room for the Christmas trees. If you want to make sure you're staying on track when terraforming, you can always open your map app and see how you're doing. Just gotta zoom in a bit. You also need to make sure that the bottom cliffs are big enough to account for the upper cliffs. This is probably the hardest part because if the bottom isn't big enough, you're not going to have enough space for the top cliffs, thus not enough space for the decorations. The big festive tree is 2 by 2, so you're going to have to make sure you have 4 square spaces to account for it. It's probably one of the biggest items in the game, so it takes up a lot of space, but it's so worth it. It's such a beautiful item. I personally use them all over my island that I was decorating for the winter. And once you've made enough progress on the cliffs, you can start putting out the big festive trees on the first level. You're going to have 1 tree centered and then the 2 others placed next to it. The cliff behind them is 6 tiles wide, and each big tree is 2 tiles wide, so exactly 3 big festive trees will fit here. And here I made a mistake. I didn't have enough room on the second level for the tree, so I'm just deleting that cliff. Just turning the trees around. I can't stand if they're facing the wrong way, so just gonna adjust those. Then every so often, you're gonna wanna get onto the ground and check to see how it's looking. I can see right here that the 2 trees on top are not aligned, the left tree especially, so I'm gonna just move that over. But I don't have enough cliffs to get over there, so I'm just gonna build some extra cliffs right here, and then I'll have enough room to slide it over. Perfect, let's check that again. Yay, it's starting to come together. We just need the 1 more big tree on top, and it's basically, the base is done. Going back down to see how it's looking, and oh my god, it's looking so good so far! It's basically done. Now we just need to add the finishing touches. I'm gonna place the frozen pillar directly behind the tree, and then add our Nova light. It looks so good so far! Can't forget to add the festive tree at the bottom. You can really add whatever decorations you want. It's super customizable. I'm just adding this because it's what Opal used in her build. Instead, I'm gonna move these over to kind of fill in these blank gaps right here. Just putting my own little touch on this. You can go ahead and delete some of those cliffs that we aren't actually using, but I'm just gonna keep them for now in case I want to add more decorations. I think I'll go ahead and add those street lamps that Opal used just to give the build some more glowiness. Before I add those street lamps, I am going to go ahead and trim away the extra cliffs and also round out some of them just to look more finished. But this step is completely optional. You don't have to do this. Now I'm going to add those street lamps. I'm kind of going to guess on where to place them, kind of trial and error. But honestly, wherever you put them, it will probably look really good. And that's a completed giant Christmas tree build. It was super easy to do, not hard at all. I was able to do this in about 20 minutes. It'll probably take longer for you to get all these items than actually building this tree itself. If you do need help getting these items, I run a treasure island where you can get all these items for free. You can pick them up and take them back to your island. For more info about visiting the treasure island, check out this video here. But this build really comes to life when we go to nighttime. Look at that! Look at the glowiness! You can really see the tree topper up there glow so brightly, and the round street lamps just add that nice glowing outside touch to the tree build. I think this looks super good. It's really easy to build and really adds a lot to your island, especially if you want to get into the festive season and want to make this just in time for Christmas. Again, a huge thank you to Opal and her island of Wisteria for inspiring me to make this video and to create this build for you. Let me know in the comments if you're going to try this out on your island yourself. I would love to hear how it goes for you and if you have any tips or tricks that you've discovered. The biggest thing that I discovered was that you want to do more terraforming than necessary just because you definitely want to have enough room for the trees, and you can always delete some cliffs later on once you realize you don't need them anymore. I hope this video helps you, and I hope you enjoy making your own giant tree build. Happy holidays, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.